everybody. Today I explain what type of questions you face in the interview. The first questions you face: which two methods in object class is called as pair of methods and why? So the first question is, which two methods, here you see, which two methods of object class is called as pair of methods. Here you see that is a pair of methods. This is the main question. Which two methods are called as pair of methods? You remember the first method is that is public and hascode. Here, this is the first method, hascode method, and another one is public boolean, that is equals. Here you see words are pass here object obvious. This two method of object class is called as pair of methods. Why they are called as pair of methods today I can explain. Now remember, both the methods are available in which class? Object class. They are defined. You know that in case of Java, Java class directly supports word inheritance. In Java, if a class not inherited from any other classes, then that class must inherit from which class? Object class. So it indicates that object is the base class for word every class. Object is the base class for every class. So see, object class already having two methods. One is hascode, another one is equals. What is the return type of hascode is? Int, it return a number. And another one is equals. What is the return type of the method is? Boolean. Now, in object class, hascode method generates a random number for an object. It always generates a random number for an object. Whereas equals method match the address of the object. When two references or two objects, that is I call the hascode method two different objects, then it returns different hascode value. Now when the hascode values are different, equals method returns word, equals method return false. When the hascode values are same, then equals method return word true. I just show you a simple example, then you understand what actually I want to explain. Because this type of question they will ask you. Take an example. I just write here that is class X. X is a class. Now here you see, I just write here int that is data. You know that data is an instance variable of which class? X class. Now anyway, I have a parameterized constructor. I just write here int data. Now, you know the concept of when my instance variable name and parameter name is same, I can differentiate it by the help of which keyword? This dot data is equal to, that is I write data. Anyway. Now what is my next job? I just enter into the main method. Here you see, that is public static, that is a void main. Here you see, what I can do here, that is string args. Anyway, I just define the main method. See, this is the main method. Now, what I can do here, x81 is equal to new x, that is fine. I pass here 100. Now, I create the first object. Same way, when I write here xab2 is equal to new x, I pass here 100. So how many objects I create here? I am creating two different objects. Here you see the different objects are created. You know that in my first video I already explained. That is, when I declare a reference, that is AB1, it will occupy the memory from which area? Stack area. Because the reference is just like a variable, but the reference is that variable hold the data, reference hold the address. Now it is local for which block? It is local for that's the main block. You know that a local member always occupies the memory from stack area. Now when I write new x, I am creating the object. You know that. Object is created means it will occupy the memory from hit area. You know that the size of the object depends on which variable? Instance. How many instance variables are available here? Only one. What is that? Data. I am not initialize it. At the object creation time, JVM auto initialized by 0. If the base address of the object is 1000, take an example. That 1000 is assigned to everyone that point to this object. But I am calling the parameterized constructor, that is 100. Now what is the data value is? Data value is 100. That data value I assign to the instance variable. You know that instance variable is the object variable. For that object, what is the value of data is? That is 100. I did the same job. What I can do here? I just write AB2. It also occupies the memory from which area? That is stack. You know that when I create the object, it also occupies the memory from which area? Hip area. The size of the object depends on which variable? Instance. You know that if I am not initialize it, at the object creation time it is initialized by which value? Default. What is the default value of it? Is 0. The same rule is applied. Here you see, if the base address of the object is 2020, that is assigned toward AB2, that is pointing to this object. Now AB1 point to the first object, AB2 point to the second object. Same thing I did, I pass here 100. Data value is 100. Now instance variable value is also 100. For the first object, data value is 100. For the second value, second object, the data value is 100. Same thing I did. Now the question is, why you tell them as a pair of methods? That is the main question. Here you see, I just you see here, AB1 point to the first object, AB2 point to the second object. Now I move to the second page. Here you see, what I can do here, I write here that is the system dot out dot, that is the print element. Here you see, that is the AB1. Here you see dot hashcode. Here I pass. You know that hashcode method generates a random number for each object. Then I use that is one tab. Here you see plus. When I pass here AB2 dot, that is a hashcode. Here you see. Now check here. When I call the hashcode method, is it generate the same random number or different random number? Different. Because I already show you that in this case, AB1 point to which object? One object. AB2 point to what? Another object. They are not pointing to the similar object, they are pointing toward a different object. When they are pointing to the different object, your hashcode values are what? Same or different? That is different. Now you see, what is my next job? What I can do here, sorry. Here you see, as it generates a different random number, what I can do here, then I pass a condition. If AB1 dot equals, here you see, that is AB. Now you tell, when they generate a different random number, what the equals method return? Is the equals method return true or return false? It is a false. Java tell, when the random numbers are different, if it is that is a different value, it generates. If the values are different, then equals method return false. So the return type of the equals method totally depends on the return type of which method? Hashcode. Simple word equals method match the address of the object. Now here you see what I did here. System.out.println. What it pass here? That is true. Else. That is what it write here. Else. What it write here? That is That is system.out. That is println. What it write here? That is false. You tell. What it return? Is it written true or written false? Hello? Is it written true or written false? Good. It written what? False. Why it written false? Because the Haskell values are what? Different. When the Haskell values are different, then equals method returns what? False. But they are called as pair of methods because you know that pair of method means what? When I override, I can't override a single method. I am bound to override what? Both the methods. But when the two references point to the same object, at that time, what the equals method return? It returns true. Are you getting or not? Hello? Are you getting? This is the way you just explain what actually happens in case of Java. Object class having pair of methods. Pair means what? I can't, that is what one method perform the job by using another method. They are pair of method. One is Haskell, another one is equals. So fine. Thank you. This is the first elaboration. In the interview they ask you this type of questions, you just see, and this is the way I will explain. Thank you. Bye. I just write the application, whatever I explain. Here you see public class. There is the interview. That is one. You know that I just show you how to write the code. This is the way I can write. I declare my class. I have an instance variable that is same as data. Fine. You know that I just write here interview 1. I have to pass here. That is the 8 data. My instance variable name is data. I already covered. That is my parameter name is also data. You know that I have to differentiate it by the help of what this keyword. Yeah, you see, I did that. Now, what is my next job? I just enter here. There is public. There is static void main. What I pass string images. We just enter into the check it. What I can do here, interview 1. I1 is equal to new interview. That is 1. Here I pass 12. Anyway, I construct the object. And for that object, what is the value I pass? I pass the value that is 12. Now, I create another object, interview 1. There is II2 is equal to new interview 1. I am creating the same object, another object I create. For that object also I initialize the data as 12. So how many objects I create here? 2 different objects I create. That is the II1 is a reference that point to the first object. II2 is another reference that is point to the second object. Now, both the references point to the same object or they are pointing to different object? Different. I already covered when the objects are different, the Haskell value must be different. And when the Haskell values are different, then equals method return what? False. Now, I just write here system.out.println. I just write here. There is the II1 dot. There is the Haskell. Yeah, you see, I just write here one tab. There is the II2 dot. There is the Haskell. Anyway, I just pass it. Now I pass the condition. What is the condition I write? II1 dot equals II2. Now I already covered if the Haskell values are same, then equals method return true. If the Haskell values are different, then equals method return what? False. Your Haskell values are what? Same or different? Different. because both the references point to two different objects. Now see what I can do here. I just write the system dot out dot println. Find that is the same object. Listen. If my condition is satisfied, then it print word same object. Else, what it write here? That is system dot out dot println. I just write here. Sorry, that is the println. What I write? That is the different object. Now tell me, what did it done here? Different object. Now my question is how it point to the same object. That is the main thing. I write here. That is the interview 1. Here you see that is the II3 is equal to II2. Here you see II2 value assigned to what? II3. Now you tell both the references point to the same object or different object? Same. Now in this case, if I write here system data out dot println, that is II2 dot passcode. Fine. I just use one tag. That is II3 dot that is passcode. You tell what it returns. It returns which value? That is the equal passcode value or equal random number or different random number? Equal. Because both the references point to the same object. And in this case, if I write if there is II2 dot equals there is II3, then what actually happens here? That is the system dot out dot that is the println. I write here. That is the find. Here you see, I just write same object. Here you see. Otherwise, it just right here. Else, what I pass here, system dot. Here you see what I pass here. That is system dot out dot println. What's it right? That is different object. Now you see, it write a different object. Now this is the simple part. I just elaborate it. Here, that is two different objects are created, first case and second case. So passcode values are different. When the passcode values are different, it enter into else block, print what a different object. But in this case, that is this case, the II2 is a reference that holds the address of the second object that is assigned to II3. So II2 and II3 both point toward the same object. So passcode values are same. When the passcode values are same, equals method return word true. Because both the references point to the same object. Now check here. That is save it. I just write Java C. That is interview 1. Compile it Java interview. That is you check the first case, the random numbers are different, so it enter into else block. Second case, the random numbers are same, so it print word the same.